Cross for PepeSmile is banned. Then Fulltiltgwent Bounty Syndicate.
So,
Happened in
if you ever want the coin
Kungfoorabbit's first game as well. We're in the game, but yeah, we don't have the leaders, we don't have the
yeah. So, if you have any questions, I do have the view of all that stuff, so I can help out there. We do not see access to the Madame Marquis Serenity, and it's actually interesting to see double Slice Seductress in PepeSmile's list. Often we only see one Slice Seductress to be played with the Madame Marquis Serenity, but both Seductresses in hand means one of those is a brick you're going to want to shuffle back into deck.
double and even a passive floor.
Chest of decadence!
Yeah, this
Renounce
is
sin!
Awkward.
a bit awkward. Yeah. At least the Flying Redanian is out already, so you don't need to worry about getting to that Horde 9 later on in the game here.
For anyone watching, PepeSmile who's at the top here. Full tilt at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Brightly spring.
Yeah, in the deck discussion, we talked about this Orshrun coming out on the red coin. Often, if the Orshrun isn't answered, that can be converted into an easy round 1 win.
Have you made your offering?
And I don't know about you, but I don't really see an answer for this Orshrun.
Cast out the godless
Is
non-humans!
sticking.
That means that every Symbiosis card is going to be gaining Vitality for each Dryad on board, which currently is only 2 Dryads.
The elders
But
must put a stop to
finding
this
that
rebellion,
Elven Seer
else they will
is
face
a
devastation.
little bit scary, but that isn't really a bronze in hand that works with it right now unless you want to commit the Valve. So, this soul is something you probably want to answer as full tilt. The question is how, and the answer is going to be offensive Pond Keeper into the 2 damage of the Gwentfinity Guardian. So doing it like this, it saves your more unlock for something else, and it saves the Valvitude. You don't need to find a rebuke off of that.
Shite. Map's upside down again.
Pepe's able to keep up for now, though.
Quite well. Those 2 little
Yeah.
engines.
But how much longer do you think Pepe can keep up here, and what are you willing to commit?
Hey there, Mr. Frog!
Very running out of stuff to play right now. 4 cards you can play. That's about it. Siggy, come down.
I'm all ears. You! Yes, you! Have you made your offering?
Probably
Huge.
telling him that I am willing to play Caesar Bills in here.
Yeah. Yeah, you have the Profit Pocket set up there on the melee row. You could say that maybe this is signaling the Caesars in hand, although you'd expect players of this caliber to always be playing as if you had the Caesar in hand, so the opponent is none the wiser. But here is the Valve to proc that Elven Seer. So much vitality coming out from that Orshrun, from that Naiad Fledgling, and
So
what
much
does this Siggy
vitality,
even matter?
Double caress.
And yeah, that's loss on even after committing Siggy Reuven. And
Doesn't mean
I think you're pretty happy with that for full tilt, wouldn't you agree?
good. I mean the Caesar is dead, but yeah, pretty rough all around. Can't actually remember. Caesar wouldn't work on scenarios. Well, artifacts.
No, it's adjacent units, just mousing over it now because I didn't remember them myself.
I couldn't remember if it would work on a handle since it is profit. It is profit.
Yeah, but yes. It would work on the Madame Marquis Serenity because she is Prophet 4, but
Still,
there is no Madame
no
Marquis
Marquis
Serenity.
Serenity.
And yeah, the reason we're going to keep talking about this card is it's really the Syndicate deck's early play in the game that you want to get out early. And if you don't have it in the round 1, you want to play it at the start of the round 2. But missing the Madden, missing the Decree, which the only reason you play Decree in this deck over Bank really is to get that consistency of finding the Madden Marquis Serenity in round 1 when Bank wouldn't really help with that.
The Marquis
This
Serenity
is
deck as well.
looking
You're
rough.
always paranoid about your draws in case you rip because you're thinning 2 cards that you want to keep in your deck.
Yep. Exactly. So, how do you defend the bleed? You're going to start with your cheap
only
bronze
2
engine.
things are certain.
Sure. But I think handle first in this round, yes, it can help you protect something, but it doesn't help you develop your own engines. And when the opponent is setting up this Dawn Canal Guardian, and you could see something else quite scary coming down this turn.
Manticore venom should do the trick.
Or just defensive
Double
Morin.
whammy.
Damage comes out for more points than a lock.
Shh, my noble knight. Be still.
Doctors. You know he has another at least. Marquis.
Morning, Mrs. Frog. I'll never be imprisoned
Ooh, value
again.
Philippa.
But no idea of knowing how much coins Pepe has.
It was 8 coins in the bank there. So full spend, back to 0 coins now. But able to get ahead.
Just ahead, but as it stands, the Caesar is pretty sad.
Yeah.
Feign not ignorance. Remember to whom you speak.
Miracle Life.
Yeah. Was that it? I don't know if the thought process was it would be able to kill the Slice Starters because it was at 6 power before the Symbols got played.
Wonder.
But you're gonna lose that boost if you try to keep this Ethany in hand for next round, right? I think that's how that works.
The eternal fire
You know that
I-
when it transforms, it will take the boost into consideration, so it will go to 14.
Okay, cool. I have not played much Devotion Symbiosis myself, so that is good to know. So
I know
sure,
it used
just
to be
develop
that it didn't,
carryover.
but it did get patched, so the boost was taken into account.
Right.
I wonder if we'll even get to that point.
By denying penance, you confirm your
Yeah,
guilt.
it's gonna have to be the leader just to enable this more else. Yeah, I had 0 coins in the bank before, so needing to do this.
Still
Still at 9 coins in the bank because there is that King of Beggars in deck, refunding that tribute.
Ahead now? Doesn't. Oh,
Wants to get the boat back, but it does mean you have to commit the Caesar now.
I was gonna say, was that worth it?
Hail Kerzer!
But with the Vitality, it was going to be 6 down. And you need to basically spend almost everything on the candle, and then you wouldn't be able to get the boat the next turn if you needed to spend to get ahead if Full Tilt played into that, so I think he's just too scared of 2-0. And in a short round here, I don't think even having both Madden Marquis Serenity and the Yago
Ooh,
is going to
does
cut
know
it.
though.
There was a full coin bank at the end of the last round, so you will have the tribute on the Madden Marquis Serenity. But what even is Yago going to do here?
You're scaring my gold.
I'll consider this my tip.
Not one escapes. Got it?
Long start for both.
May their rotting corpses fertilize our wood.
Any diamonds for little old me?
Built personally.
Yeah, I think I agree with that. you heard that voice line from the Passy Peaches. It's been a long, hard road, and this game's definitely been a long, hard road for PepeSmile.
Watch and learn.
More down to not the best pull from the Bountiful Harvest, but
Short run
still
3
enough to
is
get a
F
solid
and
point.
4 nature cards. So,
Yeah. Yes, that was a 9-coin spend here, so Yago will get back to a full coin bank. He can get a bit of bonus
We're
value
seeking a
spending via
trade of
that Conjurer's
services.
Candle. So a 20-point
that's
lead
really bigger than I thought.
was. But it looks like it's still going to come up a little bit short with all this symbiosis value coming on top of the shaping nature.
Still close.
Yeah, 5-point margin. I was expecting it to be a bit more of a lead than that, but wow.
Yeah, I expected just get quite comfortably, but it was a lot close.
Blue deck. And again, symbiosis from the red coin, but this time it's PepeSmile playing it. And okay, we talked about the draws being a bit sketchy on this Northern Realms, but early Siege, early Hensel being found, and there's the AA to boot.
Out of it as well.
Yeah, wow. You
Very
only really
talented
Kimball
indeed.
missing off like your high-end golds.
Going into a siege master as well.
I'm curious to see how the Jordanian agent is going to play out. It's a very slow start that isn't really going to help you in this round, but it can set up some plays on the Kimbolt later on, getting certain units in deck to a certain power. But
Down comes the
Orshan straight off the rip.
a lock in hand, but also has the caress, so
Mhm. Also, worth noting, there's only one oil being played in this Northern Realms list. So you're really going to have to make that single oil count. And we're not even playing Natalis in this deck. So you're not going to be able to tutor it whenever
early
need be.
caress.
Yeah.
Right, in the
So,
lock perhaps. Down it comes.
But, yeah,
Does
so
have
play
access
around
to
the
a
rebuke.
second one. Possibly playing around the rebuke.
Yeah.
Having access to both rebuke and a set. Sacrificing a foe. Unlock the
Yeah. It also feels a little bad losing out on this 2 vitality. And with there aren't many dryers on board right now, so it's not like the ocean is that valuable as of yet. But maybe if you had a couple more dryers, then I could see more of a reason to commit that valve, as you say. It looks like we're going to be in for some pyrotechnician high rolling. Take a day trip to the casino, try and snipe this Redanian elite. Or Redanian agent.
John's a 1. 5 John.
And Fulltilt respecting that pyrotechnician high roll. Turns out he didn't need to respect it. But yeah, still going to be the Carrack Marine, tutored by that amphibious assault. A lot of points coming in at once.
Now does
Maybe
come down
trying to find a
for the
pause.
caress.
Mhm.
Is a bit more tempo.
Yeah. And Leader will get ahead here. So... Okay. Ooh. Getting Baron to the top of deck is going to be nice for when you're likely looking at getting bled next round. But it's the Centurion Envoy itself. It's not a high tempo play. It's not helping you really win out in this round.
Opponent just unlocked the Aquan. bit more firepower than that.
The placement of this fledgling is interesting. Playing it onto the ocean, which already had vitality on it, feels like it's just playing into the hands for boiling oil. But maybe Pepe doesn't even care if boiling oil comes out here, since the board state is so heavily in their favor.
Argument, he might be trying to lure out cards.
Mm.
Boiling.
Yeah. Yeah, there's not many warfares in this deck. So it's going to be hard for Full Tilt to get any resupply value.
Hanging on to that rad of it as well.
Yeah. And we're starting to get near the pointy end for the Radovid, because if it doesn't come down soon, then there'll be a 5-power tree, and this Pond Keeper could then be played offensively to answer the Radovid.
That's self-ping.
I think it hit the front Treant, but I could be mistaken.
But seeing
Maybe it's a 200 IQ playing around the threat of some Shiru coming from some other alternate dimension.
Hotel is actively saying, I'll go a card down. As long as I win the first round, I'll go a card down.
Yeah. But, I'm not sure if a shorter round 2 benefits Full Tilt here, though. Okay, able to get some boost onto the Philavandrel. Pepe getting their own carryover now. And this Philavandrel would be super scary on a round 2 bleed. Gaining access to some higher provision specials. And, yeah.
Radovid into a pass.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good not getting to click the Radovid order, missing out on that 5th leader charge.
The
At
only
this
other
point,
option
Full
was
Tilt.
to cancel into the Voltest Pride at that point.
Yeah, that feels like a crazy commitment, though. And yeah, it might be true to his name at this point. Full Tilt might be full tilting. So, do you think you push here a square, Tom?
Even though you're a card up, I think you still put, because your Nature's Gift, a long round, normally you would clog up the board,
Morning.
but
Come on,
against Siege,
lady
you probably
morning.
lose a lot as well. Was indeed push. Second stage ethnic.
Also, you have this Mahagam Pass sitting on board. But I think you really want to get the value out of it before it just disappears into thin air if you were to just dry pass here. But we're not seeing an instant pass as soon as the siege comes out. We're actually going to see a rebuke playing into this, saying, I have Ethne on board, I think I have stronger engine potential than you, and A, with my double rebuke in hand, you're not even going to have many siege engines to get value out of this siege scenario.
Engines are quite nicely buffed as well. Sticking for
I'm
quite a
an
while.
officer and a gentleman.
Here's the rebuke. And yeah, and this is the, I guess, problem. If by playing Stockpile, not something like Inspired Zeal, you can't trigger these siege engines the turn they come down to try to get a bit of damage to combo together to kill off these young dryads. So it's a sizable point gap, just a couple cards into round 2 already. And the AA to find the final siege engine to proc the scenario.
Keeps going until the
Yeah. And once the Henselt's out,
that's it.
what is left? Just the Raven and Kimball.
Kimball in a very short round 3. Not
Yeah. And And we haven't seen Simless yet either, so you're going to be playing against Gord Simless in a short round. Without last say, because you lost on even, so this Baron isn't even looking that pretty.
Or very spot on about the draws. Definitely want Kimball in round one.
Yep. But hey, before we worry about any draws in round 3, we're going to have to get there. But
I
I
think he
think
does
the
get
Hensel
there
would be
with
enough to
the
secure it.
pencil.
Mm.
So, what do you have left?
Now, I think here, if Pepe were to pass, then Full Tilt would have to be happy committing the Baron. Otherwise, you would have just played the Hens out last turn and tried to get ahead, so you wouldn't have to go a card down. But now's where it starts to get a bit pointy for Full Tilt, because
Evangel.
yeah, you only
I'm
have 2
assuming
cards
you're-
in hand and one you really want to keep.
Definitely keep board. Evangel's right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Actually, I guess it's not easy
Pride
to
is
play
all
Frogs out of
we've
Philivandrel
left.
anymore. At least not in this sort of list. But like, Shaping Nature gives you a solid nature for the next round and decent points just here and now. Does play a little bit into the Baron. Baron can play for 15 points here.
And now it's just have to play the hands.
Yeah, I think that's right on the money. It's gonna be the Baron, and I really don't like this. Because
you
if
have to play
Pepe
the Hansel
passes, you have
anyway.
to play the Hensel anyways.
Unless you're planning on using all your leader now.
But then what's the Hensel
I
doing?
know. That's a strange play.
Yeah.
Use 2 leader charges.
Hey, 2 leaders to get ahead here,
No, 3
I think
actually.
is fine, but 3 is a bit much. And don't tell me it's gonna rope and use all 4. Okay. Okay, so you get to keep the Hensel. Is it
Without the
worth
leader
the
charges,
3
the-
leaders, though?
Without the leader charges, the full test price is so
Yeah. Yeah. And look, yeah, you don't have the last say here, but if there was going to be both Shaping Nature and Gord being played in this round 3, then Baron would at least find some value countering one of those cards.
Oh,
And look, Omegas can pop off, but in this sort of round, especially not having orders, there's Kimball to
as far as
actually
draws
summon
go,
things from.
as far as draws go, he drew everything he can draw.
Yeah. So yeah, we have this Carabalista at 5 power. This can summon this War Chariot also at 5 power. And the Kimball is able to boost all 3 of these 4 power bronzes remaining in deck. So Kimball can do some shenanigans here. And unless we see some sort of crazy, simless high rolls on these bountiful harvests, I think this Kimball is pretty safe. I don't like playing it back row here though, because it does play into a Omen. I don't think there's any reason to do so, just play it front row to play around that high roll.
Why should I, an elf, a sage, converse with an ape?
PepeSmile did miss the. I pronounce his name. Fresne?
Rexinate? I don't know if that's right
Rexinate.
either.
Peace with humans? I buy that.
And you see,
Oh, the
it's,
Kimball's now in the melee row.
Yep. No zeal means this Kimball is finished off by the Circle of Life,
Yep. No value, I'm afraid.
and it doesn't get any value. So, yeah,
Quite a shift here.
one piece. Fight for it.
Play the leader charge first as well.
Yeah, but there's not enough time for it to get a second order here anyways. You're just gonna have to hold it. And with that in mind, I think you should have just held the Caraballista as well. But I guess it doesn't really make a difference because you either get an extra point on the Onager by holding these orders, or you get an extra point on the Hensel by having the cooldown refreshing. So, it's gonna be a comfortable win here for Pepe, I think.
better for soul.
1-1.
The predictions from me, and full tilt taking Northern Realms on the red coin,
Now!
not the pirates. So, there's the Madden this time.
Appeared in round 1.
But might have to be a bit disciplined with these mulligans. The second Slice Seductress, the Fang Redanian in deck are all bricks for PepeSmile. Also the second Sewer Raiders. But we'll
say as
see
well,
how.
Smells drawn the Madame, but Full Tilt has also drawn the Kimbolt.
I'm really interested to see how this Kimbolt ends up getting played. If it will come out in this round 1, or if Full Tilt's just gonna,
Against the Madame,
give
I
up
think it
in
has to.
face of the Madam. I would agree. And then the question is,
I would think you play an, I was about to say, play an order card first, then you play Kimbolt, then click the order.
yeah.
And it gets instantly stolen by Philippa.
I'll consider this my tip.
Yeah, luckily Fee doesn't count as an order, I think, so shouldn't be safe from any opposing shenanigans on the Kimbolt if that were to happen. I'm a bit interested to see if Full Tilt just plays super slowly for the carryover. Seeing the click here means it's probably not going to be the Kimbolt getting played. It's going to be a bit of a slow play with the Reinforced Ballista.
That's
No
very
Siege Masters
dangerous.
to start with.
Might be,
As
might
well,
be
it's no
play down to
problem.
7, then pass for PepeSmile.
Yep.
Play
And
this stall and then pass.
yeah, if you want a Temper Pass, that is a very good play. And there's not even a Margarita in hand to deal with the soul. I'm not confident in general this Syndicate deck would win in a 10 card round 3 usually.
Knees are drowning in shite first. Me head's in the clouds.
I also don't know how Full Tilt catches up here without committing multiple high-end golds.
Pulling out.
This is the upside to running both Slice Seductresses. Having this bonded effect means that when a special like the oil gets played, sure you answer the Madden, but you boost both of these Seductresses, and there's the pass. What do you do now?
Kimbolt, maybe. I think you have to Kimbolt.
I think that
So
you
far
are
down.
correct.
So far
Yeah,
down, you
and
need
then-
to play something big.
Yep. And as you said, with that in mind, probably should have seen this Kimbolt
swine!
turn 2, proccing it immediately with that Redanian Elite. Because then, okay, you still have to commit this high-end gold, but then you have a chance of contesting the round. You maybe get a bit more thinning out earlier to help find, say, your siege later on, because that's no guarantee to find it. But yeah, Kimbolt is getting a lot of value here, though, so should be able to catch up with not too much difficulty for Full Tilt.
Should leave. No. Should leave PepeSmile just to get the Conjurer's Candle down. If he draws it.
Yeah, and yeah, with no bank, it's not like you could even tutor the Conjurer's Candle in the round 2 if you wanted to. Yeah, and that's the other scary thing. When Syndicate dry passes early in round 1, if you have to go multiple cards down, it gives them a free chance to develop the Conjurer's Candle and or the Novigrad on the round 2 to have it set up for a round 3. So making use of that resilience on the locations. But there we go. having to go down to 4 cards in that round 1 on the side of Full Tilt. But we're not going to see a round 2 bleed this game. Instead, it's going to be a long round 3. Both decks throwing everything that they have against each other and seeing who comes out on top.
Does get the king a bit. A good thing. Going for a long run. You know you're not going to.
Appeals can be filed within 7 years.
Yeah. So it allows you to
Doesn't
be a
get
bit...
doesn't get the corners, can't. Fortunately.
yeah, it's something you definitely would have liked to see here. With the Madmaki played, Sewer Raiders played, Flying Redanian out, there's no more bricks in deck for PepeSmile, and they basically found all their gold since you have access to that Yago via the Decree. I would say, though, you would want to find, or you be able to use your Decree for that Salamandra Lackey. Having that Purify is going to be quite important if Full Tilt is able to find access to that lock. There's only one lock in Full Tilt's deck, and that being the difference to the soul being answered or not can be quite a big deal.
Wow, that's taken me a long time to realize the beggar card was showing a picture of Geralt.
Wait, not gonna lie, I don't think I realized that either.
Had a 4 provision beggar.
Oh! I had King of Beggars. I'm like, wait, I think those are actual beggars, not Geralt. Yeah, no, the pictures behind, his holding and behind him, they are masterpieces of all our favourite characters. Gonna be siege straight
Lots of
away
prior
here.
experience. Worked with idiots my whole life.
Double Siege Master in hand. We'll see what those 2 cards draw from Full Tilt's deck. What is left? There's still Baron, there's still that Margarita. In terms of Siege Engines, you have Onager, Carabalista, and that Fortress Pride.
I pass on every 10th round.
Wonder if Pep is going to get all his profit cards
I'm
down
an
as
officer
quick as
and a
possible.
gentleman.
Siggy's already on the field.
Yeah.
Caesar.
Yeah. Wanting to have this all set up before there's too many pings from all these Siege Engines. Are we just going to see the Caesar this turn? Or are you going to try to set up some other profits? I think that seems a little bit greedy, but then again, the Caesar here is just going to play super into the hands of the Bloody Baron. Also worth noting that Full Tilt did get that last say now, so should have access to the Baron from the AA. And if you want to play that as your last card, that can get a lot of value in this sort of matchup.
Well, the Fault is Pride in hand though. Not going to combo with the hand song.
Yeah. Just gonna be a War Chariot. The movement on the War Chariot is actually pretty
That's
sweet
really
here.
nice.
It disrupts this profit pocket.
Let's
And it
get
sets
hit
up the
with
Siggy.
Trebuchet.
Yep. So yeah, War Chariot, I think it's kind of an underrated card.
The pike's king of the ponter! The pike, damn it!
It's an early Caesar.
Yep. Losing out on the 3 profit from that beggar.
One problem
Begs
with
the
Pepe's
question
hand
of-
is that you want to get quite a lot of your hand down early. You want to get the Sol down, you want to get the 4PS down. And I think
Yeah.
the Caesar down because Siggy was already down.
Yeah, it's been quite a bit before we've seen this soul getting played. Yeah, like already 4 cards down. You also kind of need to worry about keeping coins in the bank for the Philippa, but then once you play that, where is the rest of your profit coming from? Yeah.
They belong to me, and me alone.
Keeping this honor jar in the
It's
field
interesting that-
is terrifying.
Hmm. Yeah, we Still have that reinforced blister to come down, which is going to be pinging every turn and doubling up on value with that Onaga. I was a bit surprised that Pepe mulliganed that Salamandra Lackey, but it seems like there is no lock in hand for full tilt, so it might end up paying off. But even then, just purifying 4 bleeding is not too shabby for the Lackey, because it also gives you 2 profit. What do you think you want to steal with the Philippa here?
I think Onager definitely.
Interesting.
Onager just has to go. So many clicks that Full Tilt has left.
Yeah, it's doubling up on a lot of value.
I've no mercy for your
There goes the
kind.
Onager.
Yep. But yeah, called that play exactly. Pepe wants to use the Onaga for himself, but you know, you have fees, you don't have waters, so it's not going to be super helpful. I guess you get a little bit of value off of your leader, but that's it. Bit surprised Full Tilt played this reinforced ballista front row though. I would have thought back row might have been a bit better for their Henselt value, but maybe it's going to be you just play out the Fulter's Pride front row with the Henselt and then just use all your leaders front row so you actually get value with the spawning them.
To the dungeon with it.
We're just gonna be alone. So, attribute a 5.
Wouldn't think so.
They've so damn much. Anyone teach them to share?
Nice, just have a 1-for-1 spender on board. Since Caesar's stuck at spending 2 for 2, gives you a little more flexibility, but that's going to be it. Full Tilt wins the game. Yeah. That's what I was interested about, because yes, you can go for the tempo passes as Jackpot list. The issue I have with that, though, is that a lot of your engines are tied up in that Madamaki Serenity. So when you get to the round 3, you don't have many engines left to actually perform well in a super long round. You have a lot of sort of point slam and stuff, but that pales in a long round like that, especially against a million siege engines coming out from Full Tilt's Northern Realms lists.
I remember the first
No retreat!
iteration of
Not one step!
the round 3 Triss was again Nilfgaard. Ivar combo.
Yeah, ugh.
Ivar.
I think I hated that worse than this list, to be honest.
Another card I can't pronounce. Gilem.
Yeah, I'm not going to try either. It's not in play, we don't need to worry about pronouncing it. Okay. So, vote to start with. The Orcs and Leather have both been found, but no Seret. So it means we're just going to use the Alva Armored Cavalry for the early lock. Also gets an early status to enable this hunting pack. But before playing a thinner like that, we're likely gonna see the Isis Companions to boost all these units in depth by 1 to get the extra value on all these bronze thinners like the hunting pack, the Dalen soldiers, and that free game. But yeah, Pepe really doesn't want any of these boats to stick.
In the boats. Oh, lock a boat, play a boat, lock a boat.
Yeah. This is the boat I don't think Pepe's gonna care too much about locking right now.
Agreed, as per our contract.
Yeah, this slave infantry in hand for Pepe is looking pretty sweet. This other armored cavalry going to eventually bleed down to 1 power. Well, that's a prime target to turn into a slave infantry. And
Pepe's hand is looking good as well as far as thinning goes.
yeah, found all the bronze thinners, and once those are out, that means that you're able to draw into your other golds a bit more consistently and have that rein set up as well. Now, Handestons look pretty gold for Full Tilt, but gonna get a bit more thinning together. Dodge, probably just play the bronze here. Get another draw. I don't know if you wanted to see Magic Compass here. I might have preferred something a little bit more playable. This is quite a big point gap. It's going to be Renfrey's
You heard
game
about
coming up from PepeSmile.
ultimatum?
Quite a few points trying to close up this gap.
First round is really just you play a thinning card, I play a thinning card. Boss comes out and a gap.
Yeah. So,
Pepe accepting card.
yep. But I think in general, actually, are you happy going into a long round here as Pepe, or do you just want to try to bleed? How scared are you of Pirate Scenario?
But that you're Renfrey, I'd say very.
Yes.
You're not. You can't play uninteractive. You have to play units.
Exactly. So with that in mind, we're going to see a push.
Even a card down, you're gonna have to push.
Reality is that which, though you believe it
Terrifying.
no more, does not go away.
Yeah. So yeah, if Full Tilt is able to just stay ahead here, they will be able to net a 2-card advantage going into round 3, which is insanity. So both sides being like, you know, that longship card, it's pretty good. I think I want a copy of that myself.
Already, we know he's obviously gonna commit round as well with the assassin in hand.
Yeah. Hoping to find the second assassin in the top 3 cards as well for Pepe. Try to thin them both out by putting them back to the top of deck. Ooh, some nice rolls here. Especially that coded weapons making the magic compass harder to set up. And yeah, with that, you'll have to play this abordage in round 3, which is not in hand right now. You need to play it to set up the compass. Huge roll from the Rune Mage.
Will go down to exactly. Yes, with this. Oh.
We'll paint the white frost red!
Yeah, the Brock Warrior, kill off that scary, scary boat.
My men know the meaning of sacrifice.
There's the Triss, so gonna be happy about finding that, and the Renfrey to boot. Not too shabby at all. So obviously we're going to see Mage Assassin go back.
No stench more foul than flesh well charred.
So the Tortoise goes back as well as... Vilgefortz put back.
They used to call me Shrike.
Okay.
Wanna know why?
Yeah.
For in the past, you also have... yeah, okay, so it's...
Path and... allied by 4.
Another boat. That is a pretty good high roll for Full Tilt here, although at least for Pepe there is the Orcs to lock this up again. And getting a 6 body on the front row, not too shabby for the Triss setup.
I think Pepe's going all in at this. That's an early Triss.
Okay.
How can I help?
Interesting. So I can see wanting to save the profit for that round 3. Because it can be quite powerful with a lot of the things for Full Tilt having important text on them.
Going to pass here.
Kill! Loot!
Burn! Surely you don't play Triss and then play the lock second. That just seems counterintuitive.
Pass.
Yeah. There's the 4 points boosting up that Gallagher Wolf, so definitely not going to get a kill on that, even trying to high roll with the Yustiana. Look at this point gap. Complete opposite of round 1. Now it's Pepe in the lead and saying to Full Tilt.
Terror of the Seas is 15. That plus the
very good
hash.
Yeah. Yep. Clash for 6, leader for 3, that'll do the trick. And then you'll have a card advantage here, but decides
doesn't
to
take it.
save the carryover.
Sure as my forebears haunt the seas.
Wants the clash for round 3.
Interesting. Maybe wants the clash to have a nicer way to answer this Reigns. Although you could have done that anyways with just leader and Bjorn. But
Is Magic Compass
okay,
at the
there
bottom of the deck?
What do you play
It's
here?
not.
Can you keep this Magic Compass?
Well, you have the
You're going
Aberdage.
first. Yeah,
But yeah,
but
need 2
you're
targets
going
on the board.
first. And you're not like perched out of few. You can't generate this Bloodthirst. You literally need 2 units to be on board, and ugh.
Oh, the Freya's are proactive.
Yeah.
It
Okay,
is.
nice Freya blessing here. Gonna get that enabled. So now we do have the Magic Compass online. What do you play from it here, though?
50-50 for that Freya as well. Could have been Feral Bond.
A shame. A fine vintage it would have made.
Okay, so Full Tilt actually getting bodies here if you wanted to play out this Aberdage here. Would be a little bit of overkill on the Usiana damage right now. You might want to hold off for a little. Considering the draws, maybe you want it earlier.
I'll carve out my name in your drunken hides if I have to.
Nice. Ooh, yeah, no. This would have been a good Rand's turn, but Prophet with the Adrenaline 2 needs to be played this turn, which gives Full Tilt a chance to put that Rico down to 4 power now. And there's no bronze unit left in Full Tilt's deck. Actually, no unit at all. So an offensive Vilgefortz is very strong here for PepeSmile.
Revenge for your leader as well. Damage 6 against pirates. So you should know if pirates would have a lot of armor.
Yeah. I'm not sure what that was trying to target here. I wonder if that was still worried about the scenario. You wanted a way to answer the Bjorn Strakar straight away. But yeah, I'm not quite sure what that was trying to enable. Okay, it's probably going to be Okhel from this Freya's Blessing because there is the double from the Magic Compass because there's double Freya Blessing in Graveyard. And you can just res double Smuggler because you have this Longship. Exactly. And then you'll be laughing.
Ask and ye shall receive, seek
Bow
and ye
before
shall
modern
find.
Freya. We
Turns the
serve
Rico
her
into
who
a
is
1 as
virgin,
well.
mother and crone.
Yeah,
Well,
never mind.
Battle 4 now.
Burn!
It was a 1, but yeah, not for too long. Okay, decides to use the Clash there, I guess, because there's a Heat Wave in hand right now, so I'll be able to, you know,
When I
deal with
finish
this
with them,
Riance if it
there'll be
comes
nothing
down
left to bury.
anyways, which is the case.
There's the value of the, I guess.
Yep. And Pepe has no board remaining. Orcs
Going
for
Orcs,
6,
that's about
4
it.
the leader, but that is it.
Sometimes I've had about enough.
Pirates taking it home.
Tilt takes the
That was
3 games to 1.
yeah. Very good series coming out here from Full Tilt. PepeSmile, the reigning winner takes all champion, knocked out here in the quarterfinals, and Full Tilt's gonna progress into the semis.